Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to start with this. How high will XRP pump when Ripple wins the lawsuit against the SEC? What is your opinion on that? Put it in the comments down below. My opinion, honestly, is somewhere between $13 and $20. Based on all of the banks going live with ODL here in the US once XRP gets clarity. I believe it'll continue upward from there, though. I don't think we're going to see that big pullback everyone is expecting. And if we do, it's just going to shake more of retail out of XRP. And who knows, at some point, you might not be able to buy back in. SEC versus Ripple, Possible Outcomes by Scott Chamberlain. Now, he's a former attorney. So he's saying, number one, summary judgment for Chris and Brad. I don't think the SEC has anywhere near the evidence to support they knowingly or recklessly sold an unregistered security. Even Johnny Deaton said it was a bad idea for the SEC to name them in the lawsuit. Summary judgment for Ripple in respect of overseas sales. Ripple's sales of XRP on overseas exchanges are not within the court's jurisdiction. A wholly new precedent would be set to deem those domestic transactions finalized in the U.S. That's like Gary reaching beyond the U.S. border and trying to roll over crypto in other countries. I don't see that happening. 3. Summary judgment dismissed. The part of the case that asserts XRP itself is a security. No precedent supports the digital asset itself being a security. This claim was a contrivance for the SEC not to have to prove each sale and to avoid the problem of overseas sales. Now, none of us got any sort of contract from Ripple when we bought our XRP either. And I believe Gary's overreaching on a lot of these claims. What proceeds is a limited case about whether any of Ripple's sales of XRP in the U.S. involved an unregistered investment contract. You didn't get a contract. I didn't get a contract when we bought our XRP. Because of 2 and 3, the case settles. I happen to believe the SEC underestimated that most of Ripple's sales occurred on overseas exchanges through algorithmic trading. Once overseas and secondary market sales are excluded, there's insufficient meat left on the bone. I don't believe the SEC is even looking to win this case at this point. I believe they're just trying to delay it as long as they possibly can. I'm going to do another video today where I talk about what's going on around the world as far as banks, because everything looks like it's set for XRP to come in at any point to fix all these problems. SEC versus Ripple. If you want to regulate, then regulate. The 27 EU member countries can agree on a set of rules with MiCA. What's stopping the U.S.? Brad Garlinghouse, CEO. Now, if all these other countries can come together and set a clear set of rules, how come the U.S. can't do it? I'll tell you why. Because our Congress and our government is so slow on so many things. And right now, I feel like there's a battle going on. Who's going to regulate crypto? Is it going to be Elizabeth Warren? Is it going to be Gary Gensler or someone else? And everybody wants that fame of regulating crypto in the end. They want to be put in the history books. This is Union Station, D.C., Washington, D.C.'s Union Station. This is Ripple's new ad campaign in Union Station. This is Rosie Rios. Her name's on the $100 bill. What do you think about cryptocurrency as a form of currency? The train has already left the station, she says. This is Ripple's ad inside of Washington, D.C. station. Crypto means business. Why did they choose to run that inside of a train station? Honestly, I think it's for 2 reasons. It could mean that Ripple is ready to leave the U.S. if the case goes against Ripple, if the SEC gets to win. What else it could possibly mean is that get on board before it's too late, before XRP really takes off. And I like the way they choose where they put their ads, in some of the best places possible. Pro Ripple lawyer rallies Ethereum investors due to recent events. And I like the way Johnny Deaton got ahead of this as well. He's trying to unite everyone in crypto. XRP holders attorney and founder of Crypto Law, John Deaton, has issued a call to action to Ethereum holders in the wake of a recent lawsuit filed against the KuCoin exchange by a New York state regulator. Ethereum is not a security. Had the SEC claimed Ethereum was a security, I would have acted just as I did over XRP. These regulators are out of control. Retail holders need to speak for themselves. If you are an Ethereum holder and want to fight back, sign up below. See how Johnny Deaton isn't just focused on XRP, he's focused on crypto as a whole. And then Brad Garlinghouse said this, Ripple CEO says crypto industry has to rebuild trust. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has taken to Twitter to share his thoughts on the state of the crypto industry in the United States, stating that the industry needs to rebuild trust through both utility and transparency. In a tweet on March 7th, Garlinghouse said that the industry needs to move forward together, adding that this can only happen through transparency and utility. He cited companies like FTX and Terra as examples of firms that shattered trust in crypto. You know, all Brad wants to do is see crypto succeed inside the U.S. Everybody should want that to happen. If you're a crypto investor, I don't care what crypto you're holding, you need to be rooting for Ripple. Despite the case, XRP up over 100% since SEC lawsuit against Ripple. Now, this goes all the way back to 2020, where XRP is sitting right now. It is up literally 100%. So if you invested in December of 2020, it would have went up 100% since then. And I believe it's going to continue to rise with time. Wells Fargo customers' direct deposits missing. Now, they already said they took care of this and fixed this since this was originally posted. So customers took to social media to report that their direct deposit funds had disappeared from their Wells Fargo accounts, which left some in the negative. Many expressed their dissatisfaction on Twitter and questioned where their money is. One person reported that he woke up to overdraft protection emails, adding that Wells Fargo better have a good explanation because I had a paycheck yesterday. This is likely the last straw for me with Wells Fargo, another person posted. A user even reported being broke on payday and not able to buy breakfast. Now, even though they fixed this, this cannot continue to keep happening because I feel the banks are having a lot of problems right now and they're downplaying some of those problems. We have just witnessed the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Silicon Valley Bank's collapse marks the largest bank failure since 2008. And again, this is massive as well. And we know the banks are having problems, but I don't think they're telling their customers all this whole story on how big the problem actually is. We're seeing it play out in real time. I politely have to disagree with you all. XRP is already registered in New York via a BIT license. That's probably why it wasn't mentioned. And we see here, early last year, the state of New York began requiring a license to engage in virtual currency activity. Ripple engaged with New York's Department of Financial Services and today received a BIT license to sell and custody XRP, the digital asset native to Ripple's consensus ledger for institutional investors and financial institutions in New York. Ripple receives first New York BIT license for institutional use of digital assets. So they already have a license in New York. I believe there's a lot of groundwork that already got worked out in the background. That's why I said when Ripple wins the case against the SEC, things are going to move very fast, and so is the price of XRP. That's why it's so important to be holding before that lawsuit ends, because if not, you're going to be paying a much higher price for XRP. Yellen says Treasury monitoring a few banks amid SVB fallout. Silvergate, now Silicon Valley Bank. Who's next? HODL the ODL. And I believe she knows there's a lot of problems in the banking system. I'm sure she knows a lot more than she's telling the public as well. And it's only a matter of time until this happens. The phoenix shall rise from the ashes of destruction. That's why I always tell you it's very important to hold your XRP for dear life. You need to keep it as safe as you possibly can because I believe something big is about to come. You could see it all playing out in real time. You know, when the banks start having problems eventually, right now, FDIC can bail out what customers have lost with this bank. But what if it's multiple banks all at one time? FDIC cannot cover all of that. We know that because we know how much funds they hold. And I believe it's only a matter of time until this happens all throughout the country all at once. I believe the dominoes started falling and they're going to continue to fall with time. Leading up to that major liquidity crisis, what comes next? The U.S. welcomes Ripple and XRP with open arms because they're going to need that ODL. I stressed that so many times in so many videos because you can see it. It's not hard. I mean, I look at the world events and I share them with you. I show you things that are going on all throughout the world. And it all leads right back to the same thing. Ripple being tied to cross-border payments using XRP as the trust layer in between two CBDCs at some point, enriching you along the way. So, but with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.